Hi guys, I've actually learned today that there are actually 8 type of childhood traumas. I never got to know about them. I always knew that there were traumas, but I could have never found myself categorizing them. But anyway, I am here to tell you about the 8 types of childhood traumas that are actually there. I was in this space and we were talking about them. So the first one is physical abuse. And as it said, physical abuse, well, physical abuse, let me say this for a fact, is not the way you used to be punished when you were young. At some point, it is not that. It's whereby like you used to be beaten up maybe by a caregiver or a parent until you had injuries and you'll be taken to the hospital. So that's the first type of childhood trauma. The second one is emotional or psychological abuse. Let me read how it says. This is whereby you have persistent humiliation, criticism, gaslighting, or rejection that disrupts a child's self-worth. So these are the type of people who, when you've gone through this kind of trauma, you don't have the confidence, you have very low self-esteem because you are gaslighted or you are rejected when you are a child. And then the other one is called physical neglect. So physical neglect is whereby you're not able, a child was not given the physical necessities, that is food, clothing, shelter, all that. So that's the third one, which is different from them physical abuse. And then the fourth one, we have emotional neglect, whereby a child was not able to be nurtured, was not able to be given affection, was not able to be given support. And then we have the that is number 4. Number 5, we have sexual abuse. As the name states, this is whereby a child was literally introduced to sexual interaction by an adult or an older youth when they were young. Then we have physical, not physical, household dysfunction or family violence. This is whereby someone grew up with in a dysfunctional family, whereby the mom and the dad were fighting, or there was just so much physical violence. And then another one, the parent has a very bad addiction. It is written here, this is whereby there was parental substance use disorder or incarcerated family members. I never got to understand what that means. Then the seventh one, we have separation or abandonment. This would have happened if maybe there was divorce, or maybe there was immigration related, whereby you were separated from maybe a caregiver or a parent at one point when you were a child. And then last but not the least, the eighth one is called community violence or traumatic events. This is whereby maybe you grew up in an environment whereby you were exposed to terrorism, there were natural disasters, there were school shootings, and even school bullying. That is actually one of the traumas. So maybe you're out there and you never got to know the traumas that are there, and now I am here to explain to you the traumas that actually are present. And maybe you've gone through one, twice, or thrice, and it's okay to seek help. It's okay to seek help. And one thing I've got to know when I was in that space today is that you're not alone. Actually, there are other people who have gone through the same or even worse kind of traumatic events in their lives. And it's okay. We need to work on things. Sometimes I know it's not fair that we have adversities coming in our way, but it's for you to choose how you're going to work on that adversity, because it was through that adversities of Spider-Man losing, what is it called? What is it? Peter Parker losing his Uncle Ben, that he became a Spider-Man. It was through how Joker was having depression that he became a Joker. So you have to work on the traumatic events. I know, unfortunately, we found ourselves in there, but we have to work on them so that you can become better and so that you can be able to learn from our own story. So in the next video, I'm going to explain to you my childhood trauma and how it got to affect me and how I've actually got to work on it. So yay.